2020 was unparalleled in every sense. Thankfully, heroes from across the Illinois region emerged, each making a difference in remarkable ways.
Today, the American Red Cross of Illinois is proud to honor the heroes of this extraordinary time. You will meet 24 incredible people who, despite the pandemic, rose to help others. Personally, I'm just so moved by such greatness, especially when being our best during this time wasn't so easy.
That's so well said. And we are happy that all of you have joined us in this celebration too. Today's event is an important fundraiser for the Red Cross. Last year, nearly every corner of the country experienced natural disasters. And as you know, the need for life-saving blood continued and escalated because of COVID. Your support makes it possible for our heroes, Red Cross volunteers, to provide emergency hope and help to people in need.
In just a few minutes, you'll learn more about the 2021 class of heroes. And we ask you to consider making a gift in honor of them or in honor of another hero in your life. And incredibly, it's my understanding that generous donors have agreed to match your gift today, doubling its impact.
That's right, Doug. Gifts made during the event will be matched dollar for dollar, so please give generously. Thank you again for joining us this morning to celebrate the 2021 class of heroes. They sprang into action when we needed them most, and they are truly extraordinary. We hope you enjoy the event and are inspired by these heroes as we are.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Erica Sargent, and I anchor the news at 5, 6, and 10 p.m. on CBS 2 right here in Chicago, and I am honored to be your host this morning. Though I know we all wish we could be together in person today, I am very glad to see so many of you here virtually. The Red Cross Heroes event is a special day for our community. It is truly one of the most inspiring days of my year, and I'm always so blown away by the heroism of fellow community leaders, members, and feel empowered to do more. It continues to be our privilege at CBS 2 to share the powerful stories of the American Red Cross and our community heroes. In this unique year, we are honoring more heroes than ever before, and all 24 of them are here with us. In a few minutes, we will share a bit of their stories, but first I'll share what you are in store for this morning. Kevin Callis, VP of Operations at State Farm and this year's honorary chair, will join us for some special thank yous and to introduce the 2021 Heritage Award recipient. That recipient is Greg Brown, Chairman and CEO of Motorola Solutions. Red Cross CEO Selena Rodan will then share how the Red Cross has been hard at work over the past year. Then you are in for a special treat, an opportunity to have a more intimate experience with some of our heroes. But first, let's introduce you to our first group of heroes. You can see the full stories of all 24 of our heroes that we are honoring this year by visiting redcross.org/hero, or you can follow the Illinois Red Cross on social media to hear our individual hero stories. Whether they lent a hand to a neighbor or risked their own life to save another, they took action during this extraordinary time. So let's take a look at 12 of our heroes.
I was amazed that the problem that I'd experienced in 2004 was still a problem. Out of my own experience, we decided to make a change for the local community.
I got tired of seeing kids that couldn't see us, so they didn't believe us, so they couldn't become us. So I wanted to change that narrative.
I still don't know what's going on. Yeah, I think maybe the fire is here. The person got trampled. I put 2 and 2 together and realized that there's a shooting victim on the floor.
Halfway down that street, we saw some people out in the yard and saw flames in the window of the house.
The guy's looking at me and he's standing over the woman with a knife in his hand.
The car went underwater. I pulled her out through the passenger side window. We all went down with the car.
And I'm having a conversation with this student, anything, just to keep him communicating with me I'm grabbing clothes out of my hamper to put onto his wounds.
The Black Fire Brigade is a community-based organization built around taking kids off the street.
One of our biggest accomplishments was making sure that U.S. citizenship was not a privilege limited only to rich and educated immigrants.
Once the pandemic shut everything down, we made sure that all of our parents had access to the internet.
2020, you might have thought the blood drive wouldn't have done as well, people at home quarantining. We had a most ever with 46 donors.
I opened a secondary kitchen so that we could execute 100 to 105 meals daily.
So during the COVID pandemic, after we activated the Emergency Operations Center, our first initiative was how are we going to get meals to these kids who otherwise receive meals at school?
We supply 50 diapers per month per child. Since the start of the pandemic, we've seen more and more families and individuals reaching out.
We were able to collect enough funds to open up for the first time. We had 9 different veteran organizations present, plus another 10 to 15 volunteers. We were able to serve 200 families that first day.
I just looked at myself as being a person who cares and did the right thing at the right time.
We all have a tendency to react, and then, you can fall apart later. But there's a job that needs to be done.
It was about making sure that the people who have been excluded, who've been marginalized, who've been discriminated against in our democracy are brought to the table.
People in high school think that maybe there's not a lot we can do to help, but there actually is. You just have to go out and look and see what you can do.
Some of the young girls will ask me questions. Can I do the job? Am I capable of doing that? Of course you're capable of doing the job. Absolutely capable.
Children need somebody to support them and encourage them and show them something different. And if you have an opportunity to do that, you should do that.
If you're wanting to serve, just start with what you can manage, and I promise that others will take notice and you'll have a team behind you in no time.
I did what anybody should do when they see someone, another human being, in trouble.
Never believe that just one person cannot do it. We can move mountains.
What an incredible group of individuals. Now, please welcome our 2021 Honorary Chair, Kevin Callis.
Good morning. My name is Kevin Callis, Vice President of Operations for State Farm. I'm proud to serve as Honorary Chair of the Heroes event this year and recognize this fantastic group of community leaders. The 2021 class of heroes were selected from an impressive pool of nearly 200 nominations submitted by the public from across our 88-county Red Cross region. Thank you to the Nomination Outreach Committee for your hard work identifying these fantastic nominees. We're grateful for our selection committees, independent groups of civic and corporate leaders who came together to select our heroes. Once again, the selection was challenging, but they uncovered an amazing group of heroes. Thank you to the Heroes Leadership Committee and to the Red Cross of Illinois board members. Our boards are comprised of community leaders who are committed to executing the mission of the Red Cross. I'd also like to thank the generous members of our local Red Cross Tiffany Circle, a network of highly talented women leaders who help make the life-saving mission of the Red Cross possible. Thank you to this year's Honorary Committee for supporting the critical work of the Red Cross. Today's event is only possible because of our generous sponsors. I would like to thank our signature sponsors, Better, the Edwardson Family Foundation, and Susan and Nick Noyes. Thank you to the presenting sponsors, William Blair, CSX Transportation, KPMG, and our local Red Cross Tiffany Circle. The Hero Award sponsors, thank you to Aon, BMO Harris Bank, CDW, Fresenius Kabi, Grainger, ITW, Motorola Solutions Foundation, Nicor Gas, United Airlines, and Walgreens. And today's interactive technology sponsor, Wesco and Annixter. A special thank you to our MC, Erica Sargent of CBS 2, for waking up early to honor our heroes after doing the evening news last night. CBS 2 Chicago has been an incredible partner for many, many years. I'd also like to thank all of our other media sponsors from across the region who have told our heroes' stories. Better Media Group, KHQA of Quincy, WAND Decatur, WHBF of the Quad Cities, WMBD Peoria, and WTVO of Rockford. Thank you for your support. I'd like to acknowledge our executive session sponsors, Gallagher, Horizon Hobby, JLL, Northern Trust, and a personal favorite of mine, State Farm. So many partners have come together to make the Heroes Breakfast possible. I'd also like to thank our ambassador sponsors, our platinum sponsors, our gold sponsors, and our silver and bronze sponsors. Thank you all. Now, it's my honor to introduce you to the 2021 Heritage Award recipient, Greg Brown, Chairman and CEO of Motorola Solutions. Each year, the Heritage Award is presented to an outstanding leader who has exemplified heroism and humanitarianism at a distinguished level, demonstrating a commitment to improving the lives of others. Greg Brown's actions, deeds, and powerful philanthropic efforts illustrate his commitment to community and echo the Red Cross mission to help others prevent, prepare for, and respond to emergencies. Greg has served as chairman and CEO of Motorola Solutions for the past 13 years, making him the longest-serving CEO of the company since its founder and his son. Greg has a personal commitment to giving back to Chicago, where Motorola Solutions has been headquartered for over 90 years. It's Greg's firm belief that corporations can shape and improve the world to create a better, stronger society, and I know that we could not agree more. It's my honor to present the 2021 Heritage Award to this outstanding leader. But first, let's learn a little more about his legacy.
I really think it's just a function of how I was raised, that you help other people out and you certainly help the community that you're a part of. The pandemic has had seismic changes on everything we do, of how we work, how we live, where we work, what we do. But in times like these, it's more important than ever to take a step back and make sure that we're all doing our part or doubling or tripling down to help those critical people who serve and protect and secure and provide. It's exposed the criticality of frontline workers, and it's so important what they do, the connective tissue. When something happens of consequence in the community or with COVID-19, it is amazing the enthusiasm and the rallying cry that our people have to support, get involved, commit, spend time. We will come out of this pandemic as a company stronger than we went in. I didn't mean that as CEO speak. I didn't mean that as rah-rah hyperbole. I meant that in my head and my heart. It allows everybody to take stock of what's important, make sure you're doing the important, not just the required, and also make sure you're helping as many people and organizations as you can. I tell people this where I get involved philanthropically. I think you need two things: capacity and connection. In Chicago, I've gotten very involved with the Discovery Ball, Skills for Chicagoland's Future, Big Shoulders.
I think Greg Brown is one of the greatest human beings I know. He is unbelievably authentic. He is incredibly humble. The part that I love about Greg is that The mission is one thing, but it's like all he's done in his career and his life. It's also about the long-term outcomes. Are we really helping the students that we say we're helping to succeed? And Greg's impact has been tremendous in that area. Certainly from his own investments. Personally, I mean, he and Anna have supported thousands of children at this point on scholarship. They've invested in lots of different areas.
When I think of the Red Cross and I think back to the characteristics that are near and dear to me and Motorola Solutions, service, frontline, first responders, immediacy and criticality, heroism, and a long-standing, always there, reliable for people in critical need commitment. And those attributes and those adjectives, I think, are very synergistic with what our great company, Motorola Solutions, stands for. So this award is a reflection of all of the work that the 18,000 strong do at Motorola Solutions.
It's such an honor to be recognized alongside the remarkable heroes also receiving awards today. And I want to thank each of them, as well as the Red Cross of Illinois, for their work to make Chicago and Illinois a better, stronger community. I'd also like to thank my wife, Anna, who keeps me focused and grounded on what matters most, as well as my kids and my grandkids, who serve as the inspiration to continue our efforts and my efforts to give back. Most importantly, though, I want to thank the countless employees across Motorola Solutions that give back to their communities each and every day. Without them, I wouldn't be receiving this award. Making a difference in the communities where we live and work is part of our company's DNA, and I'm inspired by our employees across the globe who make this a part of their personal mission. Likewise, I'm proud of the contributions our company has made alongside the Red Cross for the past 20 years. Together, we share an unyielding commitment to ensuring that communities have what they need to prepare for and respond to emergencies and to protect their residents. And it's through this shared commitment that we've been able to collectively make a difference in Chicago, in Illinois, and far beyond. Thanks again for this distinct honor, as well as your continued partnership. I accept this award with great pride and will use it as an inspiration to continue to serve and give back to our great community. Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you, Greg, for your philanthropy and the partnership of Motorola Solutions. Your imprint on our community is indelible. I'm Selena Roldan, and I proudly serve as the CEO of the Illinois Red Cross. The Red Cross walks alongside first responders, healthcare, and essential service workers. Over this year, we have seen your bravery and sacrifice. You are our heroes. For 5 years, it has been the honor of my life to lead our local Red Cross, an organization that is so much more than people imagine. I thought I knew what the Red Cross did during times of disasters and emergencies. And then I saw Red Crossers this year. I never could envision the help that would be needed. Devastating home fires, catastrophic hurricanes, and massive floods, and a pandemic. As illness loomed and lives were lost, we felt life's fragility as our world was forever changed. Yet the Red Cross remained steadfast. A pandemic does not change the Red Cross mission. No matter the crisis, the Red Cross answers the call. The backbone of our organization is our volunteers. Amid the pandemic, they put on vests, masked up, traveled day and night, and were there to provide comfort and hope. Volunteers like Hank Welch. After a large multi-unit apartment fire devastated many homes, I witnessed Hank in pouring rain, ensuring all of the apartment residents were sheltered in a local hotel. He went door to door delivering hot meals to all of the residents who, after losing everything, felt Hank's warmth and kind smile radiating through his mask. Volunteers like Britta McKenna. In April, during one of Governor Pritzker's press conferences, she heard the call to volunteer. Britta joined the Red Cross, deployed to New Orleans after Hurricane Laura, and found herself leading relief efforts at a hotel shelter for almost 100 people. When schools and businesses closed, thousands of blood drives were canceled. Yet when our world was closing down, your hearts stayed open, and the generosity of our donors and community shined through, saving countless lives. Last June, the Illinois Red Cross opened the R. Scott Falk Family Blood Donation Site to honor our former board chair who left us too soon. I witnessed hope as Kimberly Falk in her Red Cross mask donated that first unit of blood in memory of her beloved husband, Scott. That day, we also met a generous donor, Tessa, who after surviving a difficult bout with COVID came to donate her antibody-rich plasma to potentially help save the lives of others. Tessa was the first Chicago donor of 160,000 units of life-saving convalescent plasma collected across the US from COVID survivors and administered to thousands of ill patients. A ray of hope. And the greatest hope, when vaccines became a reality, the Red Cross, again, 100 years after the last pandemic, was asked once more to help save lives. Our Red Cross volunteers across the Illinois region are volunteering at multiple locations, administering vaccines, registering recipients, and signing up people for that second dose, delivering kindness, offering our community the hope of recovery. The first day I volunteered at a Chicago vaccination site, I was helping people navigate to the vaccination tables, their sleeves rolled up and hearts wide open. This is when I met Rosie, making her way through the line, tightly clutching her vaccination card. With a tear in her eye and a promise in her voice, she said to me, "Thank you for letting the grandparents go first." As I watched Rosie walk over to receive her vaccine, I pictured the moment she would finally be able to hug her grandkids. Over the past year, all of us have witnessed suffering, heartbreak, and loss. Through the Red Cross, I've experienced moments of kindness, compassion, and hope. Can you imagine our world without the Red Cross? In unpredictable times, hope prevails because of the Red Cross. And that hope is only possible thanks to you. To each of you here today, you make the mission of the Red Cross a reality. You are our heroes in this extraordinary time. When a family has lost everything, they often tell our volunteers that it's the small things that matter: a toothbrush, a bar of soap, a blanket, and the knowledge that someone they did not even know and probably will never meet cared enough to make a gift to help them. It is this that most overwhelms them with gratitude. In years past, this is the point where I would ask each of you to raise your paddles to make a gift in support of the Red Cross. I've always been so inspired to see the room filled with people stepping forward. It is always incredibly amazing to feel the energy in the room and to sense your commitment and see the paddles waving in the air. And this year, while we still cannot be together in person, I want you to know we see you. And in these challenging times, your gift is needed now more than ever. Today, there will be a family that needs the help of the Red Cross. Will you be the person that helps? A gift of any size truly makes a difference. Please join us today in pledging your support. Click the button on your screen to make your pledge. And today, we are so excited to announce that when you make your pledge, it will go twice as far. 3 incredible donors, Better, Fran and John Edwardson, and Susan and Nick Noyes, will match your gift, doubling your impact. When you make a gift today, you are a hero to us and to those we serve. You make our mission possible, and we thank you. Now it is time to meet our second group of extraordinary heroes, sending it back to Erica to introduce them.
Thank you, Selena. It is so clear that the services of the Red Cross continue to provide a vital lifeline for so many. Thank you for everything you and your team do for all of us. I bet you're wondering what the rest of our class of heroes have been up to, so let's take a quick look.
I wanted to be the leader for my team that I would want to have as a person. And to me, that looks like being in there, showing up for our patients, showing up for our team, providing as much support as possible.
We were able to change the name of a park that was named after a slaveholder, and we honored it after Frederick and Anna Douglass.
I was probably no more than 15 or 20 feet away. I could tell instantly something was wrong.
This was my first week. It was overwhelming for me. Everything was going through my mind, like how many people were shot.
So when I heard that bang on the window, I heard a lady inside the house that helped call 911.
I couldn't see anything inside the car. It was just all smoke. I just wasn't thinking about it. I just wanted to get the baby out of the car.
Through the course of the pandemic, I've noticed the need for food has definitely not decreased. Food insecurity is real and it's here.
Despite the risks of our age during the COVID crisis, we all decided to stay in the ICU because we knew we were protected and safe, and we had our camaraderie.
From that first run of 100 boxes of groceries and masks, we now have fed and delivered PPE to over 50,000 families.
I chose to build micro pantries for people to be able to take what they need and leave what they can.
Those breakfast and lunch meals were critical to them and their wellness. Our bus drivers delivered to 26 different locations originally around the community.
So we started our own program, having more opportunities for African American kids to play. Then it just morphed into, keeping kids out of gangs, keeping kids off the street, keeping kids out of trouble.
The feeling of being able to help our clients within one of their darkest hours is a feeling that is almost inexplainable.
It's just so exciting to see people walk into the park, see the sign, and think their kids did that.
A hero means to me is looking out for people that is hurt. And if they're hurt, you gotta call help. You gotta go help them.
I couldn't get to the baby, so I had to grab my pocket knife and slash the airbags open so I could get all the way inside the car.
He got better, got discharged, got to go home to his family for another Christmas, another birthday, another Father's Day, all the holidays that you want your family to be there for.
I did my job to the best of my ability, and I was able to help somebody.
Being around these kids and the mentoring stuff that wound up happening, I just think it made me a better person and a better policeman.
We've stepped up for our community, we've stepped up for our patients, and we've given them excellent care despite some really, really difficult and challenging circumstances.
Or I never even have a second thought. I was afraid, but I'll have to cross the bridge. I mean, I have to do what I'm supposed to do.
This is an award for me, but it's really an award for Quincy Public Schools, and it's really an award for all educators in Illinois.
There are no great men and women in this world, only great challenges that ordinary people must take on. I don't believe it's important for me to be remembered, but for the work to carry on even after I'm gone, and that other people will be inspired to be involved in their own community.
Welcome back, everyone. Wow, I feel so energized hearing from our heroes this morning. I was thinking earlier how each of the heroes has been deeply moved by this past year and its impact on us all, and they decided to do something about it. Some of our heroes found a way to adapt or change their mission to ensure they could still serve their community despite the obstacles the pandemic presented. Others we saw in the news saving lives, but we know their real work happens off screen every day in the middle of the night on holidays and weekends when none of us are looking. I am so grateful that each of them are out in our communities across the Illinois region, taking care of us, taking care of our neighbors, families, and friends. If you can take an action today, I ask you to consider a gift to support the Red Cross. Our mission relies on the generosity of individual people, companies, and foundations to allow us to fulfill our calling, our life-saving mission. I also ask you to consider volunteering or making an appointment to donate blood if you are able. There are so many ways to make an impact, big or small. No matter what you choose to do, just be sure to take action. Before we part this morning, I have to say one more thank you to the honorary chair for this year's event, Kevin Callis of State Farm. Thank you for your inspiring leadership. We hope you are inspired by our heroes and reminded of the power of kindness and compassion in the world, especially in this extraordinary time. Thank you for joining us.